Hey guys, welcome back to the Backlog. It's me, your man, Frozen Breeze, and sorry for a little bit of a weird opening. This game opens a little bit differently than most, but we are here today playing Sonic Heroes for the GameCube. And we're also here continuing on what I like to call the Shadow Saga. I've been starting it since I completed Sonic Adventure 2 100%. From here on out, the idea with us playing Sonic games that we're going to be following what I like to call the Shadow Saga for now, which are games that have something to do with Shadow. So, either way, last time in the saga was Shadow's first appearance in Sonic Adventure 2, where, you know, he's a little bit brainwashed into wanting to blow up the entire planet, but had remembered that, you know, Maria wanted him to save the place, so he helped out Sonic, saving the world, but he fell to Earth as he died, and, well, everybody else thought he was dead, and, well, as you see in the opening, he seems a little bit more alive than normal. But yes, Sonic Heroes is the next in the mainline Sonic series, which, you know, doesn't have a ton of continuity, but hell, from here on out, it does have at least some in some way. So, Sonic Heroes is meant to be sort of a return to classic Sonic roots, as most players of, like, the adventure games viewed the adventure games as way too kind of removed from the classic Sonic series. Too story-driven and, you know, too emotional in some ways. So, a lot of players wanted a return to the OG Sonic ways of having little story with some very colorful visuals. And Yuji Naka and the rest of Sonic team set out to try and, you know, accomplish that goal when they created Sonic Heroes. And Sonic Heroes it's not Sonic Adventure 3. It's kind of its whole beast. It's a whole new beast entirely. But today, we're going to be going for not a 100% playthrough of Sonic Heroes. I'm not 100%ing another Sonic game for quite some time. I don't see a point in it. But today, we're going to be getting our way through Sonic Heroes. And I have a lot of history with this game. This is like... This or Sonic Adventure 2 or Sonic Adventure DX were the first Sonic games I owned. Not the first Sonic games I ever played, because the first Sonic game I ever played was either Adventure 2 or Adventure DX at a friend's house when I was very young. But I believe Sonic Heroes was the first Sonic game I ever owned. I got it from a Blockbuster, yes, when Blockbusters are still around, and seeing as I'm only 24, this was a very long time ago. I was like 4 or 5 or 6. I was young as hell. But this is when not Black Box. I don't know. That could still exist. I don't know what that is, but it could still exist. When Blockbuster was still around, it was like in its twilight years when it was completely dying out and stuff like that. But yes, this is the first Sonic game that I ever owned, and I played the crud out of it, though I will be very truthful. I've never actually beaten the game normally. I used like an action replay when I was a kid just to get to the end of the game, because I'll tell you, when I was a kid, I was awful at video games. But now it's time for us to actually get back to it and truly prove that I can defeat Sonic Heroes. It's going to be a long playthrough, but it's going to be a fun playthrough. I haven't played Sonic Heroes in really years. I haven't completed it in years either. So my memories of it aren't super vivid. I don't really know what my opinions are on Sonic Heroes. So this playthrough will be 1, to continue the Shadow Saga, and 2, complete another Sonic game because, I love Sonic. Here on the channel we play a lot of Sonic. And 3, to try and see what my opinions are on Sonic Heroes all these years later. Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2 still hold up in my mind, but I don't actually know what my opinion is on Sonic Heroes. I need to, work on actually creating an opinion on that. But yeah, we're going to be doing a full playthrough of Sonic Heroes, so I hope you guys are excited to see my man, the coolest, once again. So let's just hop right into it. Enough of seeing all these things that don't make any sense. Let's go ahead and get started. Oh, God, my neck. My neck has exploded. Anyway, like I said, this game is very different from Sonic Adventure 2. Sonic Adventure 2 being a game with multiple different gameplay styles, this one's a lot different. So, there is no game data on memory card slot A. I will indeed create some memory data. There you go. So, once you load into Sonic Heroes, you've got a couple of options. You've got 1-player play, 2-player play, extra, and options. As you can probably tell, single player is the story mode. Multiplayer, or 2-player, because there's only multiplayer in 2 people, is the multiplayer mode. Options has options, and extras has extras. So before we start out anything, we go ahead and ask my best friend what all these things do.
This is single-player mode.
Thanks for the help. Yeah, there's a button in the top right that says Y on it. Hit Y.
This is single-player mode.
Yeah, Omochow will just come out of nowhere and tell you stuff about it. And I'm expecting that you've already seen my Sonic Adventure 2 playthrough. If you want me to, if you want me to like actually explain things about Sonic, you're barking on the wrong tree. This is like continuation. But yeah, like I said, I haven't remembered what Sonic Heroes really is all about. I know the whole story. I know the entire game. So being facetious is going to be a thing that's going to be happening. But I haven't played it in so long, I don't have any opinions on the game, so it's going to be interesting to look back on. But yeah, Sonic Heroes, first Sonic game I ever owned and stuff like that. Stuff like that is just a very common saying here on the channel. I can't stop myself. But yeah, let's see. First, we always go to options in these games. We got audio settings. We can set ourselves to mono, stereo, and Dolby Digital. I don't know what Dolby Digital is. Rumble settings. I guess Rumble's off. I want it on. Game data allows us to mess, because you can have multiple save datas. You can have up to 99 of them. Let's see. Retry. Go ahead and make sure we're on our, I guess, main save. Language settings allow us to change language and all that stuff. And we want it in English, because I only understand English. And then anti-flicker, this is if you're using, I guess, a CRT, or if you're using like a digital display, so it doesn't flicker as much, but I've never run into that problem, so never had a problem there. Next up, I want to check out extras. Extras allow you to look at the CGs, which are the cutscenes in the game, and an audio room is just like a sound test and stuff like that, so a lot of different things in there that we might explore later. But yes, Sonic Heroes, to add a little bit of depth into the history of Sonic, was the first original multi-platform Sonic game. This was after the years of the Dreamcast, where the Dreamcast had died out, and Sega became a multi-platform, a third-party video game developer. And, well, this is when Sonic started to begin this is like right before the Dark Age, but the Dark Age is on its way and stuff like that. But yes, this is when Sega started putting Sonic on multiple different platforms. Sonic Heroes came out on GameCube, Xbox, PS2, and PC. And the best one to play has mostly been agreed upon as being the GameCube version, as the PS2 version and the PC version are very glitched out. The PC version does have mods and ways to fix it. And I haven't heard much about the Xbox version, but I don't have a way to upscale Xbox games right now. Some point I will. But that means I can't really play the Xbox version. Some point we'll probably... I've played games on the Xbox on this channel before, I just haven't played many. Either way, enough gabbing about me. We've been talking about a lot of different things. I think the best thing we can do is just get right to it. Story mode. The tutorial mode we can look at later. Story mode. So here's the gimmick with Sonic Heroes. There's not like 3 different gameplay styles put over 2 stories like there is in Adventure 2, and there's not just 6 different gameplay styles over 6 different stories. There is one singular gameplay style that all of these characters use, with 4 different stories, and they all have their different gimmicks, so I guess we can let Omochao explain them.
Team Sonic features high-speed gameplay and intense team action.
Cool.
Team Dark stages are more difficult and recommended for the intermediate players.
Alright.
Team Rose is recommended for those who are new to action games.
Interesting.
Team Chaotix offers a very unique mission-based style of gameplay.
You're putting it lightly there. Either way, who are all these people? So, there are 4 different campaigns in this story, and all 4 of them need to be completed in order for us to, complete the game all the way. And it's, well, it's very interesting, but also very boring how all of these careers, campaigns progress. But we're going to have to explore that later in the series. In Team Sonic, we've got Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, the originals. In Team Dark, we've got Shadow, Rouge, and a new character. That's not 102 Gamma, or E102 Gamma. Over here in Team Rose, we've got Amy and Big the Cat from Sonic Adventure 1, as well as this weird bunny character that's not been in any game. This is actually her first appearance, though not her first canonical appearance. That is Cream the Rabbit. Now, more about her when we get to another game, but yes, she is a part of Team Rose. And over here in Team Chaotix, these are characters that you've probably never seen before if you've never played the original game, Knuckles Chaotix, which is a classic Sonic game that I skipped over due to lack of 32X hardware. Knuckles Chaotix was a spin-off game that sometimes its canonicity is completely put into question, but was a game about Knuckles and a team called the Chaotix working together to defeat Eggman in a circus and stuff like that. And these characters all exist in that original game, though most of their personalities have been lost and reset to completely different characters. So they compose of Vector the Crocodile, Espio the Chameleon, and Charmy Bee. Now, to start off the story, we're going to go ahead and play with Team Sonic. Though I'd love to start with Team Dark, it's probably a good idea to start with Team Sonic. So let's go ahead and look in the story.
Let's blast through with Sonic speed!
Okay.
All right.
Hey look, it's Sonic.
Yo, Tails! Long time no see.
Sonic, check this out.
Guess what, Sonic Heroes? I finally developed the ultimate weapon. In 3 days, I'll conquer the world. Think you can stop me?
Sounds like an invitation to party.
What are we gonna do, Sonic?
No worries. We've got this one. Ha! Think I'd miss this? Time to crack that Eggman wide open. Yeah, let's party!
So yeah, this game opens a little bit weirdly. A little bit weirdly. Alright, so Sonic Heroes is a 3D platformer, much like many of its, originals, and is the continuation right after Sonic Adventure 2. It's meant to be a direct sequel in many different ways, but not in the gameplay modes. Sonic Heroes has one gameplay style, and that is, these 3 weirdos. Why are we playing as 3 people at the same time? So, Sonic Heroes has one gameplay style, and that is the team mode, where 3 characters are placed inside of a team and put together to work together through stages and such, with each of them having different classes. So, Team Sonic is composed of Sonic the Hedgehog, Knuckles the Echidna, and Miles Tails Prower. The 3 of them are supposed to work together to get through the end of stages. Much like earlier Sonic games, it's all about getting to the goal ring at the end of the level. But, with our 2 new attachments onto our character, we should probably talk about what each character can do. So, like I said, each team is composed of 3 different people. I already told you who's in Team Sonic. But the team itself is composed of 3 different types. There are speed characters, which are, the blue circled characters, the flying characters, who are the yellow circle characters, and the red circle characters, which are known as the power characters. Each team is composed of these 3, and each of them are meant to be used Look at all of Eggman's robots. Thank you, Tails. Thank you, Tails, for not speaking proper English. Oh, don't worry. The voice acting is, well, it's a majesty in here. They changed Tails' voice. Sonic's still voiced by Ryan Drummond in this game, so, I can appreciate that, as he's still my favorite Sonic voice actor. Jason Griffin, I like him too. People love Roger Craig Smith. I have various, opinions on that, but, we can get on that another day. But yes, you're composed of that 3-team, and each team will be able to do, each part of the team will do different things. Speed characters run the fastest. Power characters are able to shoot, like, other characters into, the air and use them as boxing gloves. Or, let me go back. Flying characters have the ability to fly and raise their allies into the sky, as well as chuck them around like little bowling balls. Let's see. Power characters have the ability to punch the shit out of things, or chuck their friends at people, and are used to, blow through enemies. As you could probably see earlier, enemies now have health bars, which is a new addition to the Sonic series, and is going to be a thing for a very long time. While speed characters are the fastest in the entire group and are used to go through, the levels as fast as in a normal Sonic game. You have to use each part of the team to, get through every single part of the level. Because the levels are designed for each, character of a team to be used to take down certain obstacles. There's very high points to the game. There's very, enemies with a lot. There's areas with a lot of enemies. There's also areas where you need to go really fast. So each part of the team will work together to get yourself through a level. So go ahead and go into the story. As we saw at the very beginning of the story, Sonic was running through a forest, or he was running through a desert or something like that. And then Tails and Knuckles, who I guess is not guarding the Master Emerald anymore, they kind of dropped the whole Guardian of the Master Emerald thing after this game. They kind of just, I think the full reasoning was that the reason why they removed Knuckles as being mostly attached to the Master Emerald is because they didn't want to have to keep finding ways to insert Knuckles into the story. So at that point, they're just ignore the Master Emerald as much as possible, so that they could actually have Knuckles show up in these stories without him having to have a reason to be there. Also, I am stuck in midair. That's pretty poggers. That's pretty doggers. All right. But yeah, as the story starts, Tails and Knuckles bring Sonic a picture, a moving picture. They brought him a GIF of Eggman saying that he's going to take over the world in 3 days, and if they don't stop him, well, I guess the world's just going to be shit. Yes, Eggman is the villain, back again. It's, been at least at least one game since Eggman was the villain, so it's nice to have him back again, I guess. Even though he's not all that great of a villain, he's at least the villain once again, but he's planning on taking over the world, and Sonic and friends don't really like that, so they've been challenged by Eggman to get to his base in 3 days, or else he's going to blow up the planet. And for now, that's kind of all the story you're going to get. There's not much, story significance. Like I said, Sonic Heroes was aimed at being a game that brought the series back to its classic roots without all the massive story sections that existed in the adventure games, which is really sad for me, because I love the story bits of Sonic Adventure 2. It's my favorite part of the thing. I really like Sonic stories, but then again, I'm a fucking Sonic fan, so the best thing about Sonic is always their stories. But yes, each of these stages are much more colorful. They've got, a bunch more enemies. Eggman's got a new squad of enemies called the Eggmans. These little orange Eggman-looking guys. And you just get to the end of the ring. These levels are a much faster pace than the adventure games. And you don't have to play the shooting and treasure hunting parts of the stages, even though I like the treasure hunting stuff, but I know most people really didn't like that. So the return to the nature of being a much more classic-styled Sonic game got a lot more people into, trying it. But this game has a very all-over-the-place kind of reception. Much like the Adventure series, it has its fans, it has its haters, and all that stuff. And everybody's got some pretty developed reasonings for why they don't like each part of each of these games. But I think the biggest thing about this game that they really don't like is, some of the story doesn't make any sense, and the gameplay can be quite all over the place. It can sometimes be really hard to control Sonic. They're all very finicky and very fast, so they can lose control over themselves. But like I said, oh my god, I glitched myself by trying to do a light speed dash on that thing. Oh boy. Why did I do that? I just thought it would be cool. I thought that would take me all the way around. But yeah, I don't really have all that many opinions on the controls of this game, as I don't really, I haven't played the game in a really long time, like I said. Let's see. One really cool thing I can do now is press the Z button, and I can use the Team Blast attack. It's just a screen wipe. It's just a screen wipe. It kills everything around me. It also gives me the ability to do the light speed attack, an attack that, hasn't really been seen all that much in this series, but it just allows Sonic to go real fast. That Sonic go real fast. But either way, that's the end of the first stage. Also, this was Seaside, what's it called? Seaside Hill. Sorry it went by so fast. I just didn't have enough time to talk about it. Like I said, these stages go fast, even if it's been 7 minutes. Also, what's up with Knuckles' movements? Yes, the score system is back from the Adventure series. It's going to be sticking around for the rest of the series, pretty much. And the emblems are still here. Emblems don't really stick around past this game, sadly. But yeah, it shares a lot of the things in common with the Adventure series, but it tries to take a more classic spin on it. And the story, very, very, very basic, but,
Eggman's robots are here too.
I'm ready to take them out.
Also, the characters talk a lot more during levels. They like to make their mid-level banter instead of really long cutscenes like in the last game. So, a little bit of a different thing, but it ain't bad. When I was a kid, I really liked Sonic Heroes, but like I keep mentioning, I haven't played this game in centuries, so therefore, I don't actually really know my opinion on the game. So, we're going to be looking out to see what kind of cool opinions I can have. I just love having opinions and ruining people's days because of it. But yeah, the Team Sonic part of the game, because each of the weird thing about all of the, oh god, I just got hit by a stone. It's a stone, Luigi. You didn't make it. The weird thing about all the characters and all of the teams, also, good thing to get right now, in the second act of each stage, as each zone has 2 acts, a beginning act and an ending act and stuff like that. And stuff like that, yeah, that's what the number 2 does. In each act, there are keys in locked boxes. Don't get the ones in Act 1. The ones in Act 1 won't give you what you want. You want to get the ones in Act 2, and then you want to be able to keep it till the very end of the level. If you can keep it till the end of the level, which pretty much just means never getting hit in the level at all after that point, then you can actually do something cool. But we'll get to that if we can ever pull that off. But yeah, Team Sonic's part of the game is pretty much the basic part of the game. The sad thing is that all the characters' stories, they'll all go through the same exact story, but just with different characters. The same exact levels, same exact story. They're all off to go kill Dr. Eggman for various other reasons. I'm trying to avoid all these spikes so I can keep this. This is not usually how you're supposed to play this, but... Oh, shit! Yeah, controls make you go all over the place. But yeah, every character, every team is out to get Eggman, and they go through the exact same stages in the exact same order, doing the exact same thing. So, not much really changes in that way. It feels like you're playing 4 playthroughs of the exact same game. Also, this is the triangle jump. New ability that Sonic has. Sonic and all Speed characters have as well. There you go, got your ass through that. This is the triangle dive, an ability only power characters have. It allows them to chain up with their friends and perform a Knuckles glide, pretty much, using a bunch of, what are these called? Fans? Yeah. What are these called? Fans? I don't really know. I don't really know what they are, but I don't like them. Let's see, I probably don't want to get smashed by that big thing, because anytime you get hit, you lose that one, what's it called? Key that you need, and you need those keys. It's going to be important for getting it to the end of the game. You don't need to get them all in one playthrough, thank God. That would be awful. We're talking about a different game in that situation. Very different game. But in this one, you can spread around getting the Chaos Emeralds to every single story in the game. It doesn't just have to be in Team Heroes' story It can also be in Team Dark's story and all that stuff, but we'll get that much later. Also, this is not Seaside Palace. This is Ocean Palace. Everybody loves the crud out of the beginning act in this game, which is Seaside Hill. I've always loved Ocean Palace a lot more. I always thought that Ocean Palace looked way cooler and had much cooler stuff. Just because they had these like giant turtles you run on, but a lot of this game focuses on the team mechanic, and we've recently played Sonic Riders on the channel. So if, you watched my Sonic Riders playthrough, you're probably going to remember the team parts of the power type, the flying type, and finally the speed type. That's where all this stuff comes from. The team typing stuff all comes from Sonic Heroes. So Sonic Riders was inspired by Sonic Heroes. I just couldn't really mention it because we were playing good old Sonic Ridders. Sonic Ridders. Oh god. Switch to Tails and fly us the hell out of here. The nice thing about these stages is that, you can use all your different types to get to certain parts in the game. The Fire Dunk. Also, there's a very interesting part of the game where characters can level. If you see right around the top where it shows you what character you currently are, like it says that I'm Knuckles right now, there's circles that are right under them and to the side of them. That denotes a character's level. The higher level a character is, the more abilities they obtain. And the way they get level ups is by, like, crossing checkpoints, killing certain enemies that drop balls. Ah, fuck, I lost the key. Like I said, you need to keep a hold on that, and there's usually only one key per level. I guess we won't be checking out what goes into that, but, if we find another key, that'd be pretty cool. In fact, is there another one over here? I don't think there actually is. Well, don't worry about it. We can deal with that later. It's going to be a part of the game that I'm not going to like at all. The return of something I've hated since the beginning of the Sonic series, but we'll get back to it. Is that another key? Well, I told you we'd find another one. All right, you press B to get off those. I've never known how to get off that. Well, I'd like that key back. I'd love to be able to show you guys what this turns into. I'm not going to light dash that and chance it. I ain't going to deal with that bullshit. Let's go up there. Okay. But yeah, the game story is pretty basic, so I won't be delving too much into the story. There is a bit more complication to it, but we'll be able to get to it once we get to other characters. So for now, we're just trying to stop Eggman as the Sonic Heroes. I just don't have without a very, long story, I don't have a lot to talk about right now that wouldn't spoil the entire game. What the fuck, game? No! I agree, Sonic. What the hell? I agree. What the fuck was up with that? I've never had that happen. Oh, shit. Sonic, you're gonna get knocked down. Here we go. I need to run the hell away. The physics of this game is much different than the adventure games. At least I feel that it's very different. As it, feels a whole lot different than the original games. Not the original 3D Sonic games. The physics in here are kind of all over the place. You feel a lot faster and a lot more slippery. Your traction to the ground doesn't make much sense, but, you get used to it. And that's the end of Ocean Palace. One of my favorite levels in this game. And I can still agree, that's a pretty good level. Let's keep going, though. But yeah, I won't have a lot to say about, philosophy about, the story and stuff like that, since it's so basic. But so far, I'm at least enjoying it, but we lost all of our levels at the end of this stage because we died. We're gonna get an E.
We can do better.
No, you can't. You have failed. 2 emblems. Ha, ha, ha. We're not going for all emblems in this game. I refuse. I've already been scarred by Adventure 2.
Stop your feudalism. You just make fools of yourself.
I think you got that backwards, Doc.
The Egg Hawk.
Man, he sure was stubborn sight.
I'm not ready to give up just yet.
That's the spirit, Tails.
That's the spirit, Tails. Anyway, each pretty much zone in the game, as it shares an idea with classic Sonic. Each zone composes of 2 acts, like we saw right here with Seaside Hill and Ocean Palace, and one final boss fight. And this first boss is the Egg Hawk. It is pathetic. And it is dead.
This isn't the end!
Wow. Yes.
All right.
It is that easy. This game is incredibly easy, I'm going to tell you right here. At least when you're playing it casually like me. Oh boy.
Ready for the junk pile.
Yeah, the highest rank in this game is still A. So, A ranks will still apply as the highest ranking. S ranks won't exist for a couple more games. A couple more games. Grand Metropolis. Rescue the city under Eggman's control. Under the control of Eggman.
Looks like Eggman escaped into the city.
Eggman's robots are taking control of everything.
Let's find Eggman and show him the real power of teamwork.
What if we found Eggman and
This
fucked him
must
in
be
the
an
ass?
automated energy plant.
It might be, but we're probably going to have to end this episode here. So yes, we're going to be playing all the way through Sonic Heroes, and we're going to figure out, what my opinions are on them. So next time on Sonic Heroes, gotta keep continuing the game. And before I end this episode, I want to thank all of my YouTube members, including the Disciples of Epsilon, Valric, Amber, and Phoenix. Without you all, this channel wouldn't stay afloat. So thank you for all your support, and I'll see you guys next time!